You remember that song in church? I'm looking for a miracle. I'm expecting the impossible. And that was not my mindset, that I am looking for a miracle and or expecting the impossible. And I probably would have packed my bags and got on out of here too. So we need to sit in our seats, relax, as the teacher says. Put your thinking cap on. Right? Remember that in school, you put your thinking cap on and strap it under the bottom. Put your thinking cap on, strap yourself in. My son, he like, strap yourself in and go along with it. Right? We were told that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farah Muhammad came to America July 4th, 1930, and made himself known. Now, for the viewing audience at home, you can simply go to the encyclopedia and look up Master Farah Muhammad. And it will verify that Master Farah Muhammad, or W.F. Muhammad, made himself known July 4th, 1930, and started what is called the Lost Foundation of Islam. All right? Now, the Lost Foundation of Islam was started, brought into birth, if you will, created, if you will, to gather black people in the United States of America, particularly. Then black people throughout the slavery diaspora. But God came to you. All right? He didn't go to Jamaica, and I'm not saying he didn't visit Jamaica. He didn't go to Haiti, and I'm not saying he didn't visit Haiti. But I'm saying the place that God deposited his knowledge, his will, his mind, himself, was right here in the United States of America with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In fact, there were others, if you ask them about Master Farah Muhammad, some would not say that he was a prophet at all. If you ask some of his fellow classmates, because he attended UCLA, they would just say that this was a student who came and sat in the class. So depending on who you ask, that's going to determine the true identity of Master Farah Muhammad. Now we know him today to be Almighty God. When he came July 4th, 1930 and made himself known, he would begin to teach the Honorable Elijah Muhammad the history of both people, black and white. All right? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, after being with Master Farah Muhammad for approximately 3.5 years, stood up and let us know that the man that was in our midst, that was in our presence, was indeed Almighty God Allah.
Yes, sir.
The Mahdi, the one that the world had been waiting on for the past 2,000 years.
Yes, sir.
All right? Now, in some cases, I don't even know why we got to fight if the world has been waiting on somebody to come. All right? So in some cases, I don't know why there's a fight, because if you were waiting and we told you that the long-awaited wait is over, then you should be happy. At that point, it should just strictly be about verifying what it is that he gave us. Master Farah Muhammad told us that the white man had been on the earth for approximately 6,000 years old. 6,000 years, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you have scholars in the Caucasian world, if you will. You have scholars in the Islamic world, if you will. You have scholars in the black world, if you will. This is easily disputable if it's not true. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
If I tell you your birthday, and you know when your birthday is, you can fight me on it, right? You can go and get documents, you can go and get your birth certificate, you can go and get things to prove. You can go and get friends and family, your mother, your father, and say, no, this person was born September the 9th, 1976. I'm his mother, here's his birth certificate, here's where I signed, there's a picture. You can verify when you came on the planet, is that right? As an individual. It should be even a greater verification if you are a nation. All right? Now, we were told that the white man has been there for 6,000 years. And we have white scholars. We have scholars in the Islamic world. We also have black scholars. Has there been anybody to come forward and dispute that?
No, sir.
Not one person.
No.
Nobody from Egypt, Nobody from the Sudan, Ethiopia. Nobody from Great Britain, France, America, Canada, Mexico, Argentina, and so on and so forth. Right?
Yes, sir.
Nobody from any one of the 7 continents. And now we can say, probably 6 billion then, but 7 billion people who are on the planet now, no one has came forward to dispute that. But wouldn't that be easily disputable? That's why I'm saying we need to have a conversation with the preachers. I mean, this is what you call common sense. First off, where did he get that information from? If they had only been here for 6,000 years. I remember growing up that they were teaching that the earth was only 6,000 years old. I remember that growing up. I'm 35 years old, and I can remember when they were teaching that the earth was 6,000 years old. As recent as 2011, they turn around and say, we found bones in Africa that's at least 200 or 20 or 30 million years old. So that blows that 6,000 year theory right out the water.
Yes, sir.
But we've been teaching this ever since 1930. Where did he get that information from? How did he know? Caucasian people on the planet for 6,000 years. If there's somebody who decides to come and sit in the seat, stand on the viewing audience, that can prove that Caucasians have been here longer than 6,000 years. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we stand behind that claim. We can get $10,000 out of our brother's vest pocket.
That's right.
All right? The first thing, that they've been here longer than 6,000 years. Okay? Now we're going to deal with a tad bit of our history. Master Farad Muhammad told us that the black man has been on the earth, on the planet, for untold ages. That you can't find a time when a black man wasn't here on the planet.
That's right.
And then you have noted historians, one in particular named H.G. Wells. Do you know that? Do you believe H.G. Wells to be a black man? Do you know where H.G. Wells is from? H.G. Wells is from Britain. H.G. Wells is a Caucasian. So for, first off, a Briton and a Caucasian to delve into your history, I wonder what was he trying to verify or find? I wonder if he had got the information and was trying to figure out how long they had been here.
Yes, sir.
You got to remember, Caucasians were put on their feet by Muslims. When they were found in the caves, the person that civilized them was named Musa, who was a Muslim, who taught them the forgotten technology on how to master the original man. That was a Muslim that found them and gave them that information. So I guess after a while, like anybody on the planet, after a while you want to know, have you seen the Planet of the Apes? The good movie, isn't it? After a while, Caesar wanted to know where he came from. Didn't he? He went, where I come from? And you went there. He said, well, what about my parents? Is my mother, she still alive? He dropped his head and was like, man. So after a while, I believe the Caucasian would want to know where he came from.
That's right.
Who's his mother and his father? Okay. We're moving slow, but it's okay. I'm intentionally taking my time and walking into, ultimately, what will end up, the clouds. Can't you see the clouds are gathering? If I can show you that the clouds are gathering, perchance, you, along with myself, we can get together and get out of here before the rain starts. Isn't that what the song says?
Yes, sir.
Can't you see the clouds are gathering? Don't let it be said too late. You better run to the ark before the rain starts. That's a good song, isn't it? So, H.G. Wells, in his study of Arabia, Mecca, Arabia, he would make the statement, and I'm paraphrasing, that the people of Arabia has been in the desert since time immemorial. Now, that word immemorial just means it extends back past the bounds of memory. In other words, we don't know how long they've been there. We don't know when they got there. We do know, and this is from H.G. Wells, we do know that when they were ready to, then they started making themselves known to the outside world. When they were ready, then they started making them. By the way, once these Caucasians were civilized 4,000 years ago in the caves in Europe, where did they go to get their information? Aristotle. Give me a few of these other Greek philosophers. Plato, Socrates. Where did they go to get their information? It's known, I'm telling you the truth. It's known that they sit at the foot of Arabian scholars. That's where they got their information from. Sat at the foot of Arabian scholars, humbling themselves to get that information. So, according to who's giving you the story and or the history, Caucasians, they just want to start with Socrates, and he was such a great, but where did he get it from?
That's right, yes sir.
We're only just talking. I'm telling you, you better know who tells you.
Yes sir.
The truth.
Yes.
Where did Aristotle get it from? Who told him? They have inside of a museum in Great Britain writings in Arabic where they will bear witness that all of the information that came to us, not only from surgery to quarantine a person when they were sick, but how to build irrigation systems, all of it came from the East. And at a certain point, you can bear me witness, at a certain point, it seemed like they just cut it off. Is that not what they said? At a certain point, it's like they just cut the information off. So according to, and I just use Caucasian scholars, just because I know if I said Master Prophet Muhammad, then you want to question him. So go and question H.G. Wells. Go and question some of the other Caucasian scholars who studied to see how long has the black man been on the planet. According to some of their most recent studies and or findings, all life started in Africa. Now they want to give you credit. But still you ain't go back far enough. Because we know all life started where? In Mecca, Arabia. Where the knowledge and wisdom of the original man was taught when the planet was first found. Is that right?
Yes sir.
But at least they going back to Africa. At first, we came on the planet as a result of laughing at our father, who was Noah. Remember that? He had two sons. It was Shem and Ham. And one of the sons laughed at his father when he was drunk. And the other one covered up his shame. And the one that laughed at his father, he was cursed and made black and sentenced to slavery. And that's how you came about, and that's how you became a slave. And that's a cute slave making teaching. That's a cute slave justifying making story, but it is not the truth.
That's right.
In fact, they'll go as far as to tell you, if you can look at life like a tree, the root of that tree, the very beginning of that tree, the base of that tree started in Africa. And as that tree grew up, the branches, then people left Africa and went to different parts of the world. And surprisingly enough, according to their information, surprisingly enough, there wasn't a lot of people who migrated. There were just a few. So why would these people leave a place like Africa, that's a paradise, warm weather, plenty of food, and go into the mountains? Why would you leave a warm climate and go into Europe? Chances are, if you're migrating to the food, to the warm weather, to pleasant conditions. You ain't going to Europe, not on your own free will.
That's right.
But we know how they got there.
Yes sir.
We know exactly how you got there.
Yes sir.
So, according to H.G. Wells and other Caucasian scholars,